It's a comparison here. I'm also creating an email version of this. That means if you have an iPhone or smartphone, you'll be able to watch this on your phone, okay? The left side here is what we started with. Now we drew a line here beside your head level here. Then we did the same thing with Tiger here. Now what we noticed very quickly was that your head was moving towards your left side. It's what's known as a reverse pivot and is a serious loss in power. Alright? Where if we look at Tiger here, you'll clearly see that he's moving towards the right side there. He's loading all the weight onto the right side, and then all he has to do then is move it back. So he has the weight there in which to move back to the golf ball and create a hell of a lot of power because of it. Okay? Now, the drill that I got you to work on today is what's known as the elements of power. It's where the body and the arms throw their weight over and onto the right side. Because of your overswing, I have asked you to try and think of swinging halfway, just in an effort to gain a bit more control over. Yeah, well, we'll see now what it looks like. This here is your after motion, so we'll just label this as being your after.
Another thing I'd say, my stance probably has narrowed, I feel, than it used to be as well.
Well, that's perfect width there now for an iron there. Yeah. What you have there, it's probably a fraction wide, maybe.
That's wider on the right there, say, than the left, is it, before?
Yeah, it's just marginally, you know. Let's have a look here. Now, your after motion. There's the weight moving on to the right side. Looks good. And then it tries to lean back there, but it's still a hell of a lot better. Right, like at least you're ending up in the same spot as what you started. Where over here, you're miles ahead of the ball.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like you have to move your head and shoulders way back there in order to hit the shot properly. Where here you don't. You just have to just hit into it. See the difference in that? See, your old swing, you had to completely back off the shot to get back to hit it.
Yeah.
Where the new one, you don't. It just looks more natural.
Do you see a big improvement in that there? Do you?
Oh, of course, yeah. Like if you look at the top of your back swing positions, that's an awful lot better than that. You know, like your swing is shorter, your head's more or less centered.
Not drop down there as much, down to my backs.
Yeah, true. But the point being though that look at what has to happen here. Watch your head and left. See the way that's got to lean all the way back. Watch it here now. It didn't have to lean back really at all. It's a much more natural golf swing. Okay, so they're the aim and the key things that you have to go after. So technically speaking, you should end up with a much simpler golf swing here by the time you're finished with me now. That's what you should end up with. You know, the side angle view here, when we took a look at it, showed us that your hands were much too close to the body here. Right, we'll just label this spin you before. Now we brought in Tiger from a side angle view just to give you an idea of the difference. See the gap there? You know, between your hands and legs, like that really was you're very much in on top of yourself, is right. Now, let's take a look at your side view angle and the after. Now you see the difference?
Yeah, but hands are out more there,
Exactly. So you have a far greater chance of catching the ball clean rather than actually hitting the ball off the hosel and shanking it out to the right. Now, you're still guilty of having the ball very close to the hosel. Oh, very close. I think you need to start setting the ball up off the toe of the golf club.
Right, okay.
You know, because that's not just
something I'm just probably not aware of, just doing it naturally.
Probably, yeah. Like, but that's the difference, though. Like, you could, if Tiger Woods set up to that, right, and spun the club perfectly, it's a definite shank. It's just going to go out there, no matter what. So, what I would ask you to work on here is, I would ask you to start practicing, say, face or mirror, anything reflective. Look at it and say to yourself, right, hang on a second, there's my turn in motion over to the right side. So at least you can see that your head and shoulders are over your right foot, and practice it from there.
My weight across mainly is the big thing for now.
Oh, it's a huge thing, yeah, it's the absolute huge thing. Now, if I were in your shoes and you wanted to practice this properly, what I would do is I would find myself an upslope. Right, now the reason why is because, you see, on an upslope, gravity's going to move your head and body weight towards your right foot, and you won't have a say in the matter. You just won't have it. Gravity will pull you back there. And that's what I did as an amateur now, and it really helped me to gain that sense of moving over to the right foot. And that's my advice to you. Any thoughts or questions?
No, as I said, I came to you for you to fix me.
Exactly.
I ain't going to go with you,
yeah.
I'll try my best anyway.
Well, what you need to do is, we need to get you back in here in about 2 weeks' time, right? And then you can practice it for about 6 weeks then.
Right, okay.
That's the key thing to do.